My name is Frances Fagan, and I'm very thankful to be here today. So the last time I spoke at a PCC Gala, it was 2015, and I had just received word of my acceptance to Yale. In just a couple days, I will submit my senior thesis. Thank you. I am so thankful to be home in the Northwest. I was born in Hood River and grew up in Oregon with my bohemian parents, or mountaineering folk as they called themselves. And a good portion of my childhood was spent in homes with kerosene lamps and eccentric characters, so this steampunk theme is particularly appropriate to my life. Growing up, my family moved around quite a lot, and I attended a bunch of different schools. Being so rootless made it hard for me to appreciate a formal education, but at the same time, I was encouraged to read broadly, to volunteer in my community, and to seek out answers for myself. I've always been an adventurer at heart, and after high school, I traveled internationally as a snowboard instructor. When I got tired of constant travel, I got an apprenticeship as a tattooist artist in Portland. Very Portland, right? Then one day in 2005, I collapsed on the street outside of my apartment and was rushed to the hospital, where they discovered that I had brain cancer. They found a tumor larger than a golf ball, and I needed immediate surgery. The surgery left me temporarily paralyzed on my right side and dependent on others for the first time since I was a child. I spent so much time in dehumanizing social service offices trying to figure out how to get food, housing, and medical assistance. The whole process made me feel like I was being punished for being vulnerable. However, the benefit of my experience with cancer is that it made me reevaluate supportive public spaces, including public libraries. So please, anyone that would like to speak to me about libraries, I'm not joking, please do so. Which libraries are amazing. And yeah, yes. Let's applaud libraries. Yes. So this is where my I Love PCC story really starts. I knew from my own experiences that I wanted to help governments design public service spaces that were welcoming to people with different needs and from different cultures. And I also understood that this kind of job required a formal education. And I had to start somewhere. And I knew that PCC was an accessible option for me, and so I enrolled. And early on, I reached out to Professor Phil Cedar, and he became one of my earliest and most influential mentors, and the first to point me in the direction of libraries. Conveniently, PCC had just gotten a large bond that allowed them to remodel all of their libraries. With hard work, yes. With hard work, I was accepted into the honors program, and through this program, I had the opportunity to be part of the library renovation process, which ultimately led me into the field of public policy. Now, I'd like to stop right here for a moment. It might sound like when I enrolled in PCC, I had a clear vision of what I wanted to do with my life, and this is far from the truth. It was a turbulent adventure. Like many PCC students, I struggled with making it to classes while trying to pay my bills, feed myself, and maintain my health. I had to move beyond what others told me was possible, and even beyond my own self-doubt. Thankfully, the foundation team selected me for a scholarship in my second semester at PCC. I was so thankful and honestly a little shocked that someone out there, a complete stranger, had faith in me when I did not even have faith in myself. So thank you very much, whoever you were. Thank you. That scholarship motivated me to keep going, to stay up late, to keep riding the bus for hours to class every day, to work through my exhaustion and my fears of failure. And the support of PCC has always been there for me on a daily basis in so many ways. There is Gina There is Gina Christian, leading the Transitions program, a college orientation course that gave me a diverse community that I could relate to. And sadly, the transition program at Sylvania has just shut its doors this year. There is Sarah Neal, who is in the audience tonight, my academic advisor at the Roots program. I see you over there, who carefully guided me into taking classes that would transfer to the Ivy League. Thank you so much. There was Mona Johnson, the first teacher I ever heard say that if she had high expectations for her students, it was because she was rooting for us and wanted us to succeed wherever our paths took us after PCC. It's serious, and there were so many more. We don't have time for it, but there were so many more. It seriously took a community college to send this girl to a fancy university. When I arrived at Yale, I was quite prepared for the course load and the intellectual rigor that the university demands. Spoiler, Mona Johnson was right. So this is my last semester at Yale. I spent the last 4 years researching how coordinated migration and labor policies can support vulnerable populations at the state and community level. And this is the progression of research that I began in my PCC honors program, capstone. Yes, yes. Portland Community College has launched me all over the world, although none of my international flights have been quite as spectacular as this machine that we're all in right now. And all this world travel is particularly impressive to me, considering that when I started PCC, I honestly thought that Western civilization meant the Midwest. Turns out, civilization did not begin in Chicago. Yeah. It was at PCC that entire worlds were open to me, where I was able to access the resources that have made my successes possible. And I have never forgotten my roots in the Northwest or the support and skills that PCC staff and donors have given me. From that first donor who showed me it was possible to succeed at this college thing, to flying me back to Portland so I could share my story with all of you tonight, it all started with the encouragement I was first given here. And there is no other place that I would rather celebrate the end of one journey and the beginning of another than in this room with you tonight. No matter how long it's been or how far I have traveled outside of the West, I know that I will always be part of the PCC family. Portland Community College will always be my home. Thank you.